Good morning, students. In my last video, I have told you about the literary achievements of Thomas Hardy. Although Hardy's first love was poetry, but he gained more popularity as a novelist. So today we are going to discuss about Hardy as a novelist. In all, he has written 14 novels, and the success and popularity of his novels is so much that it has overshadowed his glory as a poet. Hardy was a transitional novelist. Historically speaking, he belongs to both the Victorian age and the modern age. His first published novel, as you all know, was Desperate Remedies, and it was published in 1871. This novel reflects Victorian age, whereas Jude the Obscure, which was published in 1895, delineates the social and economic milieu of 20th century. So we can say that he was a blend of traditional as well as modern. He was capable of both simplicity of narrative and also he can uh, portray the complex psychological characters. Then next point is that he is famous for his regional novels. The setting of his novels was always Wessex, and his novels are also known as Wessex novels. Now, Wessex is the name given by him to the district in which he was born and with which he was intimately attached. In his novels, he very intricately and beautifully describes the landscape, the geography of that place, the folkways, peasantry, the hills and dales, markets and fairs, etc., as background or the setting in which his characters moves. Here I would like to quote David Lindley, who points out that Hardy was the first English novelist to write about the countryside and its inhabitants in a serious fashion. And obviously, he drew constantly on the inspiration offered him by the people of the country in which he was born and spent most of his life. Diana Neil also remarks, no other novelist can render the sights and smells of the countryside with such evocative sensuousness. Then next important characteristic or point is the role of nature and environment in Hardy's novel. Hardy is a nature lover and nature remains ever present in his novels. It's not just the background, but it's like a character, an actor in his novels. Hardy observes nature very closely and presents it in his novels with fidelity to the details related to it. Though it seems often to share the feelings of man as a whole, but it remains indifferent or we can say hostile to his sufferings. Nature interests Hardy for her own sake, and his treatment of nature is often poetic. So, in this way, he deals with nature or he portrays nature in his novels. Then, regarding his characters, Hardy was a master in the art of characterization. He portrays his characters through their manners, speech, and other distinguishing features. Only his major characters, and that also especially the women characters, are portrayed with a psychological insight. Other characters are village folks. They are rustic, simple, and convincing characters. Then there are some minor characters also in his novels, and they are used to provide some comic relief and chorus, like commenting on the existing, or they act like a commentator on the existing situation. And lastly, the most striking feature of Hardy's characters is that most of them are fixed or non developing characters. This means that they remain unchanged from the beginning till the end of the novel. Or, in other words, we can say that their fortune may change, but they do not change with their fortunes. So, in all, we can say that there are three classes of characters in Hardy's novels. First, the protagonist or the main character, the leading character. Then, the people who came in contact with them and have some part in the affairs. And lastly, the third class is of the rustic bystanders who provide comic relief and also play an important part in making the action run smoothly. Then, if we talk about Hardy's portrayal of women characters, his women characters are more powerful than men. As Evelyn Hardy points out, Hardy tended to regard women as the more energetic and forceful of the sexes, around whom men revolve like obedient satellites. He draws his women characters as beautiful, interesting, fascinating, and gives them great parts to play in his novels. But he cannot help it if life treats them cruelly. So most of his female characters, they suffer in life, they are the suffering creatures, and they suffer patiently because life treats them cruelly. According to H.C. Duffin, Hardy's women characters can be divided into four groups. First, the full length portraits who belong to a high order of personality. Then, next, women of less personal significance. Third category is of women characters who are of much less significance. And the fourth category is of women characters who remain standing modestly in the background. Now, if we talk about his philosophy of life, according to Hardy, happiness is an occasional episode in a general drama of pain. So, for him, life is a tragedy and man is a victim of circumstances and fate. For Hardy, life is essentially tragic and man's destiny is governed by irony of circumstances over which he has no control. There is suffering in human life. Man came on this earth just to suffer. He is helpless. So we can say that Hardy was a pessimist and presented a gloomy view of life in his novels. He believes in the inevitable presence of evil in the universe, which annihilates the good with its cruel hands. And because of his pessimistic outlook, he restricts the scope of human endeavor and heavily rely upon the workings of chance, coincidence, accidents, and also working of a malignant fate. All these things plays a significant role in all his novels and shapes the destiny of his characters. The endings of his novels are usually tragic. They end on a tragic note. Thus, we see that Hardy is a very great regional novelist of the 19th and 20th century, and these are the main characteristics of his novels. But still, even he is not free from faults, as certain critics points out. The first thing is that his plots are often destroyed by the element of improbability, implausibility, causality, and excessive use of coincidence. And due to the excessive use of chance and coincidence, his plots loses their effectiveness. Besides this, the inadequacy of his psychological analysis of characters, uh, leaving aside a few women characters, instead of remaining preoccupied with the psychological complexities of his characters, Hardy shows the struggle between these characters and the indifferent universe they have been thrown into by the accident of their birth. So these are a few faults which certain critics points out, but overall Hardy was a very great novelist of Victorian age. And students, these are the main characteristics which we have discussed today about Hardy as a novelist. And tomorrow we'll begin with his novel which is prescribed in your syllabus, that is Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Thank you.